Shalom Akim. Kahalayam La Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi Bahashem Harakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. And shalom to the Aqua that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatah. Alright, so let's start this off with the book of Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach. Chapter 11, verse 25, it says, "In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance. There is no more remembrance of prosperity." Right? Now I could start this off I could actually read a verse up. Right? Let's get that. Okay. Verse 24. "Again, say not, I have enough, and possess many things, and what evil can come to me hereafter." Okay? Right? So let's continue. "In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. For it is an empty thing, for it is an easy thing unto Yahawah in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. The affliction of an hour makes a man forget pleasure, and in his end his deeds shall be discovered." Right? So this is the peril that's soon to befall America, man. Babylon the Great, as the scriptures describe this place. Perils from every side is coming to America, man. Perils on every side. You know, this place has been known for its many dainties, you know, its many good times, its prosperity. It's been known for its quote unquote freedom, you know, the whole jive of having freedom of choice, freedom of decision, you know, freedom of expression, right? Freedom of speech, you know, so many things that they prided themselves on. The Bill of Rights, the Constitution, you know, the founding fathers, all that whole Star Spangled Banner crap. So, you know, and they're seeing it all come down, crashing down before their very eyes, man. And that's how you know that this is that last age. This is that last age. They're losing everything that they've held dear. Right? Everything that they love, that they you know, enjoyed. Right? It's all coming crashing down, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 17. It says, "For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor." Right? Or if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial. You see, they're losing hope. These so-called Americans, they are losing hope. They're losing their comforts. Right? And the day of trial, the day of destruction, the day of affliction is on its way. Verse 19. "For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation," man. Okay? So this lesson is going to be focusing on a video from the latest video from the Epic Economist, and we're going to go through this video together. You know, I'm gonna stop it periodically, and I'm going to basically delve into the scriptures as we go through it. All right, so let's get this started. Bear with me.
Why won't our politicians ever listen? Americans have made it exceedingly clear that they don't agree with vaccination mandates. But the administration has decided to ignore the people and do whatever they want anyway. The nationwide OSHA mandate will go into effect early in 2022, and that is putting millions of workers and hundreds of thousands of businesses on the edge. Our so-called...
Okay, so we could start with that. You know, that's a clear shadowing of things that's coming next year. You know what I'm saying? You know, this year is the year of hastening the coming of Yahawah Mashiach, right? You know what I'm saying? Who knows what the Spirit is going to lay on the elder apostle Tahar to coin next year, right? Because we understand that according to prophecy, all these things are coming to pass. All these things are coming to pass. They're not tarrying anymore, right? They are not tarrying anymore. So let's go to Habakkuk, chapter 2. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2, it says, "And Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." And these prophecies are not tarrying anymore. The vision, which are the prophecies, they're not tarrying anymore. You know, they're moving fast, right? And so, I know I'm supposed to be getting these scriptures along with y'all. You know, I'm so used to using the book, Salakia. But I'm gonna try and keep up with that. All right.
Leaders are failing to realize that this draconian measure is gonna backfire. Politicians need the public's approval to keep their posts. Voters are moved by decisions that affect them on a personal level. If they believe one particular political group can make improvements to their living standards, they will support that party. Alternatively, if they believe politicians may compromise their ability to make a living, that political party is going to lose trust and support. Needless to say, when the government decides to ignore the public's opinion and enforce measures most people disagree with, chaos follows. Even mainstream media journalists are questioning the legitimacy of the vaccine mandates. Last week, CNN's Van Jones said that Democrats are coming across as annoying and offensive and out of touch. Indeed, the fact that the federal government of the...
Right, so let's dig into that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? People are seeing these so-called Democrats as you know, annoying and out of touch, right? You know, that's not supposed to be that's not supposed to be our business. You know what I'm saying? It never was, right? But even with that, you got Jake out here who was out there screaming and crying, you know, praying for Joe Biden to get in the office, you know, Kamala Harris to get up in there, and what happened? And look at what happened. You know what I'm saying? Look what happened. Now, you know, now all of a sudden they're silent. They're silent. You know? Nobody wants to claim this you know, this madness, saying that they helped it. You know, they helped to get this bumbling fool in the office, which we understand that that's not the case, you know, at the end of the day. because they're selected, not elected, right? You know, but the scriptures told us, don't put anyone outside of our own people to rule over us, right? Let's get Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 17. All right. And let's get verse 15. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15, and it reads, Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brethren. And this damn cracker is not your brother. You see what I'm saying? He's not of your kinsman. Right? But now Esau is showing his horns, man. And all of a sudden, these Jakes out here, they don't want to claim Biden anymore. They don't want to say, oh well, you know, yeah, we got him up in here, or we voted for him in droves, especially the so-called black woman, man, because according to statistics, they voted 90% of the so-called black community. They voted for this dude 90%. Right? So you could say that it was effectively them that got this crack up in there. All right? Salakia. All right? So we were only supposed to put someone from our own kindred, our own stock, to rule over us. Right? Because, you know, Israel is a house that's full of compassion, right? Now, under the rulership of Esau, Edom, you know what I'm saying, under his influence, we've been taught to hate each other. We've been taught to kill each other and all these things. We weren't like this before, right? We weren't like this before. The so-called Native Indians, so-called Latin tribes, you know what I'm saying, from the Northern Kingdom. What were they when Esau came on the shore? They were peaceful, they were kind, they were loving. What were our people like in the Southern Kingdom? Right? We had kingdoms like Mali and Songhai and all that stuff, right? We knew how to come together. We knew how to love each other, you know what I'm saying? Right? So that's why the Most High said to set someone from our own kindred upon us, you know what I'm saying, to rule over us, because we don't rule over each other in strife, not naturally, you see. But let's continue.
The freest nation in the world is not only pressing the population into complying with a health order they feel insecure about, but also threatening millions of workers with unemployment. And it shows that all lines have been crossed at this point. Does the administration not care about what the American people think? The OSHA mandate will affect the lives of tens of millions of people, and some economists argue that it could potentially result in a severe shortage of highly qualified workers by the beginning of 2022.
Now, he said highly qualified workers by the tens of millions. By the tens of millions. You see what I'm saying? The grinding is ceasing, man. The grinding is ceasing. And this joker's doing this on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Esau is doing this on purpose. Why? Because he understands. Because he understands. You know, this is going to be coming from all angles. The days of affliction is going to be coming from all angles. right? On the one hand, you've got Esau. He's deliberately keeping this food along stuck on the shores of the west and some on the east, right? He's deliberately doing this. And on the other hand, he's cutting you access from getting the means to purchase this food that is in short supply. All right? He's planning on fully cutting our means to getting this food. You see? This is terror that's coming on all sides, man. Let's go to Psalms chapter 94, verse 20. It says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?" And these are wicked decrees, man. These are wicked decrees. These are grievous laws that he's passing. Let's continue.
New estimates point that the order will apply to approximately 84 million workers. A senior administration official revealed that the agency can target any company that receives complaints. It is clear that what the federal government is trying to do is utterly unconstitutional. Thankfully, many representatives are noticing the immense absurdity of this measure, and some of them are already challenging it in court. Even though most people don't know this just yet, the battle against this mandate may be one of the most important turning points in the whole history of the United States. Joe Biden failed to shut down the virus like he promised. He couldn't do his job. So now he wants you to lose yours, said RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel in a recent statement regarding the new rule. She continues, "The administration does not have the authority to force hardworking Americans to choose between being vaccinated and providing for their families. That's why the RNC is suing the administration over this unlawful vaccine mandate and will maintain every legal option to fight this authoritarian overreach."
Right? And we all understand, those of you who've been in this truth for a while, you understand that there's no difference between the left and the right. There's no difference. This is a controlled opposition. This is the stage. It's all a stage. They're playing their role. They're supposed to play as the opposition to the left. When in actual fact, when you go deep into the corridors, you understand that they all agree on the same outcome. They all agree on the same outcome. Why? Why? Because it was a Republican that signed into law the Patriot Act. It was a Republican that did that. You see what I'm saying? So don't let none of this left right paradigm fool you. Don't let none of that fool you, man. Because it's all foolishness. It's all smoke and mirrors, if you will. Right? Because he's pretending to be for your cause, man, but he's not. Let's get another scripture. Let's go to Proverbs. Oh no, I don't want that. Salakia. Let's go to Book of Sirach, chapter 12. Book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 17. It says, "If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee." You see what I'm saying? So this whole left right thing that's going on, it's not true. It's not true. You know what I'm saying? Just like they'll push that, oh, well, Hillary Clinton, she was in the what they call it, Pizzagate and whatnot. And then and Bill Clinton, he was cool with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, no shit, man. So was Donald Trump. Nothing was different. So was Joe Biden. Nothing's different. Nothing's different. They all on the same page. You know what I'm saying? They all get down the same way. Right? If they was to remove, if you find them in these Rothschild parties, or if you go to that Bohemian Grove crap, and they got their faces covered, if they take the masks off, you'll probably die of heart attack because your favorite politician is up in there. Your idol is up in there. Your favorite entertainer is up in there. You see what I'm saying? So don't let none of this stuff fool you. Let's continue.
Daniel added. Now, from an economic perspective, this measure will have absolutely disastrous consequences, especially considering that we're already in the middle of a severe worker shortage. The fact over 80 million more workers may be pushed out of their jobs is just insane. We're currently facing the worst supply chain crisis in modern history, and forcing all of these people out of the labor market right in the middle of the upcoming winter will take both the worker shortage and the supply chain crisis to a whole new level. But the government is insisting to do it anyway.
Okay, so let's go to Isaiah chapter 19. Okay, Isaiah. Chapter 19. Okay. And let's hit verse 15. Okay. Let's start at verse 14. It says, Yahawah hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. You see what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no work for these jokers, man. People are gonna be left out in the streets. You see? And you women out there, man, I ain't even gonna start. You know what the business is. You know what the business is, man, because y'all gonna be straight up booty, man. Y'all gonna be spoils of war. Right? Because it's gonna be war on every front. It's gonna be war on every block. It's gonna be war in every county, in every district, in every state. It's gonna be war. Let's jump up to verse 2. Verse 2. It reads, And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Let's continue.
Last week, White House officials announced that staff members of companies with 100 or more employees are required to show proof of vaccination until the end of the first week of January 2022. Those who choose not to comply have to get tested for the virus on a weekly basis and show negative results if they want to keep working. To make things even worse, OSHA warned that companies that fail to comply are eligible to pay a fine of nearly $14,000 per violation. Of course, given those rigid restrictions, many workers will be frightened into submission by those painful financial penalties. But that's not the end of it. Repeat offenders, or those, quote, found to be willfully non-compliant, unquote, can face a shocking fine of $136,532, according to the agency's officials. The government is effectively bullying the population into doing what they want.
Right? Let's get that. Let's get that. These unrighteous decrees, bruh. Right? It's like, trying to get that. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 10 and 1. Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1, it says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed." Right? Grievousness. This is grievousness that they're writing in the law, man. This is what they're prescribed. They're prescribing these things, man. This is gonna take effect next year, and next year is gonna be one hell of a year, man. One hell of a year. People keep talking about 2024 or something like that. You know, get him out of office the next election. Lord willing, this place does not last till next election. I pray this is the last president that we got to go through. I pray that. I pray this is the last freaking president. You see what I'm saying? I pray that he enters us into this martial law. I pray that he enters us into this World War III. I pray that he enters us into the coming of Yahawah Mashiach, man, because this place has got to be gone. It's got to go, man. Let's go back to Isaiah. And it's in chapter 21. Isaiah 21 verse 2. It says, "A grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously." The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously. He's dealing treacherously with y'all, man. You see what I'm saying? "And the spoiler spoileth. Go up, O Elam. Besiege, O Medea. All the sighing thereof have I made to cease." You see what I'm saying? Death is coming to this place, America, man. I say, call Haloyim La, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. Let's continue.
Fortunately, Americans are known for their strength to stand up for themselves. Many business owners across the country already said they have no intention of ever complying with this new mandate. However, realizing that people have started to react, the administration announced it will be secretly sending out OSHA spies to conduct surprise inspections and enforce the new rule regardless. OSHA staffers will start doing random inspections without advance notice to check if businesses are actually following the rules. Employees that didn't comply with the mandate due to religious reasons or health-related issues are expected to pay for their own tests out of pocket. The agency is using emergency tactics typically used to deal with workers exposed to grave dangers to enforce the new standards.
Right? What did he say? What did he say? He said they're sending out spies. They're going to start sending out spies, man. You know what I'm saying? This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 18. It says, "They hunt our steps that we cannot go on our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heavens. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness." They lie in wait for us, man. They trying to catch us. You know what I'm saying? They trying to catch us, and this is going to cause the massive sedition, right? Lord willing, I get that precept real soon. Let's continue with this.
Now, not unexpectedly, a number of lawmakers expressed their frustration and anger and said that unvaccinated Americans were being forced to decide between putting food on the table or getting the shot, while retailers and business owners argued that the new rules will put an unnecessary burden on the economy before the holiday season. In a statement released last Thursday, Senator Marsha Blackburn said, "Our economy is crumbling, and the president is doing everything in his power to make it worse." While businesses scramble to fill the 10.4 million open jobs in the country, the vaccine mandate will push even more Americans out of the workforce. Other Georgia lawmakers added that millions of American workers will fight against job losses over the vaccine mandate, but many of them are unfortunately bound to tight non-compete clauses. If terminated, these people will be held in workers' purgatory. They won't be able to earn a living, and they can't find a new job. How are they expected to put food on their family's table? This is unacceptable.
Let's get that. Now let's get that. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. All right, this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world, and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another." What did we read in Isaiah 19:2? Right? "Ye shall set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able." This is going to be the times when martial law will be instituted, man. And Salakia, I didn't pull up that precept on here. Let me see. Okay, let's just go that. All right, so let me read that again. Verse 16, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able to." Why? Because of the martial law, because of the lockdowns, man. You see what's going on in Australia right now. Right now, at this very moment in Australia, they are going to put all of those that are not juiced up, that have not gotten the happy juice, they're going to put them in lockdown prisons. Right? I pray for them brothers, the Lord's servants over there in Australia, who's been diligent and pushing the word of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Over there in Australia, man. Right? Because this that time, man. The vision is not tearing anymore. It's here. It's here. And when it hits the United States, oh, it's gonna get real, man. It's gonna get real, because they ain't got guns over there in Australia. They ain't got guns over there in China or the UK. They ain't got guns, man. This place is littered with guns in every state. You see what I'm saying? There's more guns than there are people in the United States, man. So, like I said, it's going to be a war zone on every front, on every block. It's going to be war out here, man. Right? Let's continue. Verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Inflation is here. Hyperinflation is here, man. Hyperinflation is here. It's here. You see what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time, man. This whole economy can crack within the next day or so, within the next week. You don't even know, man, because this thing is so close. This thing is so close, and we're looking at all the evidence of a collapse right before us. Let's continue.
Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona said, "Enough is enough. Since day one of Biden administration, federal agencies like OSHA have been weaponized against the American people. OSHA has no right twisting the arm of the private sector and forcing ultimatums on employees' personal health care decisions, he said in an interview with DailyMail.com. New York...
Yeah, and all this, and throughout the whole time, they was talking to y'all, you jakes out there that voted for this imbecile, they was getting y'all excited about the gay rights, transsexuals going into sports and whatnot. They had y'all distracted. Talking about Juneteenth is an official holiday now, and all this buffoonery, right? But while that was happening, they was getting all these unrighteous decrees together. They was writing all these grievous laws together. You see, they were prescribing all this stuff for y'all. And here it is. Let's continue.
Congresswoman Claudia Tenney said that the OSHA rule far exceeds the boundaries of executive authority. The president has made the decision to render our constitutional guardrails completely irrelevant, she added. It is truly the point of no return for this administration, and the rule will further exacerbate an already disastrous labor crisis. Well, this is where we're at now, in the middle of a tyrannical uprising led by those who vowed to protect us. These rules are getting so irrational that now some states are forbidding kids as young as 5 years old to enter public spaces without proof of vaccination against the virus. For example, San Francisco is now requiring 5-year-olds to present a document verifying their vaccination status to be able to go to restaurants, entertainment venues, and sporting events. The cities...
Try telling y'all, man. Try telling y'all that this was coming. You know what I'm saying? The prophets have been trying to tell y'all, trying to warn y'all of this, man. We've been out here sounding the trumpet. And here it is. Here it is. Let's go to Matthew. All right? Matthew chapter 24. Right? Let me just go to the chapter. Okay, Matthew chapter 24. Let's get to verse 19. Verse 19. It says, "And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days." Right? Woe unto them that are with child, man. You see, because they're gonna lay these heavy decrees down on these children. We just started seeing the first couple jabs of the happy juice just be administered. And who did they start off with? They started off with Jake, as they always do. They start off with the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? Always. Let me read that again. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. You see? This thing is getting real out here, man.
Local mandate already requires adults and teenagers to show their vaccination cards before entering those places. Now, health officials have extended the order to children aged 5 to 11, the group newly eligible for the vaccine shot. Remember the days when America used to be the land of the free? Those are far gone by now. The coming months will be incredibly hard. As the new rules push the economy into the abyss, we're about to see the ongoing shortages getting a whole lot worse and prices spiking to unprecedented levels. This administration's obsession with vaccine mandates is clearly making them forget about the issues plaguing Americans' everyday lives. The top concern of our society right now is rising inflation, which economists say will only get worse with the new mandate. We're being warned to brace ourselves for so-called sticker shock when we go to the stores. A wide range of food products is already facing sharp price hikes. For meat eaters, the increase is absolutely shocking. Some cuts have surged by 25% over the past year. Others are reaching near record prices, which is making meat one of the biggest contributors to food inflation in the U.S., and industry experts forecast that meat prices will keep going up through the holidays and beyond. The sticker shock is what we all need to be prepared for, according to Bendiah Vakil, Chief Executive Officer of supply chain consultant Resilink. This is here to stay, at least through the summer of 2022. All over the world, food prices are dramatically soaring. Food insecurity and hunger have begun to rise again as a result of global food inflation. In October alone, food staples suffered a 3% increase according to the United Nations. Grocery bills have gone up by over 10% since the onset of the health crisis, adding to worries that families financially strained may fall into poverty in a year when global hunger is at all-time highs.
Let's get that. Let's get that. Back in 2nd Esdras. Right? Back in 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 49, it says, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. You see what I'm saying? What do you say? Poverty and famine. Poverty and famine. Understand, it's about to get real, man. It's about to get real. You seeing these sticker prices, you know what I'm saying, of $100-some in Walmart, in Walmart and the meat sections and whatnot, man. I mean, people ain't going. These so-called Christians ain't gonna have their Christmas. They ain't gonna have their Christmas. You see what I'm saying?
A series of factors have been creating a perfect storm for food prices. Bad weather hit harvests around the world. Soaring freight costs and labor shortages have roiled the food supply chain from farms to supermarkets. An energy crisis has also proved a headache, forcing vegetable greenhouses to go dark and causing a knock-on risk of bigger fertilizer bills for farmers, Bloomberg reported. Well, it goes without saying that many of these problems will continue to intensify over the coming year. In some countries, food shortages are getting so serious that government officials are resorting to crazy alternatives. For instance, in North Korea, citizens are now being encouraged to eat black swan meat after breeding them. They're also supposed to start farming rabbits as the country battles a crippling food shortage, according to state media. Things are really spinning out of control out there.
Both the swan and the rabbit are unclean meats. That's why when the Israelites come back into power, we are going to put all of this under control. You see what I'm saying? We're going to put all this under submission, man. Y'all Moabites and y'all Ammonites, man, y'all going to be eating proper food. Y'all going to be eating lawful meats, man. And if we catch any of y'all with a dog's foot up in your mouth, or an octopus tentacle up in your gums, we're gonna break your jaw, man. And you gonna act right. You see what I'm saying? But let's get this, Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 12. Let's go there. Let's go there. Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 12, it says, a third part of these shall die with the pestilence. That's talking about the 2/3 out here, man. Talking about the 2/3. You know what I'm saying? This judgment is primarily for them, man, because judgment begins in the house of Israel. Right? A third part of thee shall die with the pestilence, and with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of thee. And a third part shall fall by the sword round about thee. And I will scatter a third part into all the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them. Right? Let's jump down to verse 16. It says, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and I will break your staff of bread.
It's only a matter of time until similar insanities start happening here as well. That's why we always recommend you to stock up while you can, because many unpleasant disruptions are emerging every day. From now on, food prices are only going to get higher. And if you're amongst those whose job is on the line because of those new vaccine mandates, well, you should start getting ready as soon as you can, because I'm afraid very dark days are ahead.
And let's end it with that, man. Let's go to Book of Joel. All right. Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2, verse 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Oh, let me get that. I'm sorry. Salakia. Trying to keep on this. Right? Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in mine holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahawah cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Dark days, right? Verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. All right? Even to the years of many generations, man. This is it. This is it. A time unlike any other is going to happen. And it is at our doorsteps. It is at our doorstep, man. Let's hit Isaiah. Let's end this off with Isaiah chapter 65. You see, you can get as much food as you want to, man. You can stock up all you want to. Right? Stock up all you want to. It will not make a difference. Right? This judgment, once again, this judgment is for the 2/3, man, not for the elect. Let's get that. This is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 12. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah Power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart. and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Call Haloyim La, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawashi. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, a great millstone of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwat that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guarding their children. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Right? Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatha. Shalom.